Good evening, one. Good evening, all, and welcome to Grid Vision. It is the J&M Group Monday Night Cup Series live from virtual Homestead-Miami Speedway, and you may notice it is the last race of the season, the big final number, where we are going to crown a champion tonight, and it's going to be an exciting one here on the show. I am excited to be here with you, and I hope that you're just as excited as me. It's me up here in the booth, Joe LaCastro, as usual, joined by Sheldon Atkins and Austin Derbyshire down in the truck. Speaking of which, here we go down with the Google Earth satellite camera to Homestead-Miami, where my co-host will be joining me trackside, and we will be calling this race. Sheldon, you excited for this one?
Absolutely. I was excited to cover a good race here from the mile and a half Homestead-Miami. Such a great track. Opened back in the mid-90s. Starts life out as a mile and a half replica of Indianapolis Motor Speedway. A couple safety issues and just racing not quite being what everybody was hoping it would be. Turned it into a flat mile and a half oval. And then around 2002, they decided, hey, why don't we throw some banking at it? So threw some progressive banking, top to bottom, a little bit of a different diameter, and it has put on some great multi-groove action throughout the years. And first opportunity we're getting here on Grid Vision this year to cover this track with the dynamic track model that we have now, and I got a feeling we're going to be in for one heck of a show as these guys slug at it here for the last couple positions.
Yeah, it's a slug out is exactly right. These last couple of slots are going to be exciting. Let's look at last week's results, though. It was one that I unfortunately wasn't here for, but it looks like Justin Levine came out on top with Maxwell Caldwell in second, Andrew Pileshi in third, and Jacob Prince, your fastest driver around that track, with a 38.604. Not bad. But let's look at this is why we're all here. Let's look at the league standings right now. After 14 races going into here, Homestead-Miami, we were at Michigan last week. Austin Call and the 1320 crew are leading things up here. Five out of the six in the top five. Austin Call, Maxwell Caldwell, Pileshi, Dalton, Lewis, all leading. MC Motorsports, Jonathan Cassaber, Jacob Prince, Joshua Yarborough, Thad Teasley, and Cale Peterson to round out your top 10.
Yeah, the top 10, that's what we focus on, but most importantly, the top five. The points standings right now in that top five bracket, basically wire thin. It's going to come down to every spot you can possibly make up, every point you can get, every lap you can lead. It's going to be the entire package you got to put together here today if you're trying to walk home with the belt, and no mistakes are going to be allowed if you want to win it.
You're exactly right, my man. No mistakes must be made, and let's take a look at who is going to be making these flawless laps, of course, around Homestead-Miami. Starting things out, pole position, it's Andrew Pileshi with Maxwell Caldwell in second. Third place is going to be Justin Lewis, more 1320 racing here, with fourth, Austin Call. Fifth is John Bradford, with the sixth, Jacob Prince from Windy Gap Motorsports there. Seventh is Trevor Dalton. And eighth is Jonathan Cassaber. Ninth, Ronnie Lane. And 10th is going to be MC Motorsports' own Corolla Steel.
Going off the grid, P11 going to be the team machine of Todd Merkel with Josh Yarborough starting in 12th. 13th place going to be the 86 machine of Drew Calvert with Ryland Long in 14th. 15th going to be the 20 machine of Cale Peterson with Mike Boone starting 16th. And rounding out the 18 car field here tonight, it's going to be the 22 machine of Ronnie Hurst with Bill Hagan in 18th.
Nice solid set of cars here for a mile and a half track. Going to be looking real good here as the sun is setting. We're probably going to be seeing those lights come on during the course of this race. 125 laps around, and we're going to make it look fantastic here. This has been an exciting series to call, and these guys are going to give us a fantastic final race here. They're all just getting ridded up right now, ready to go. As you can see, the pace car here getting ready to lead things off. Folks, if you're joining us for the first time in a long time, it's nice to have you back. If you're here and you've been here the whole time, well, we hope that you're just as excited as us here before this last race. Be sure to get those last bets in on GriddyBot if you're on Twitch watching right now. And to hit that follow button on there, or the like and subscribe button on YouTube if you are watching from that venue as well.
Thing I'm going to worry about for these guys here tonight. We heard a little bit of chatter over the radio before they took to the grid here about how tight the car's handling this week. The fixed setup with the reduced fuel, kind of making these cars plow a little bit in the center of corner. So you're going to see a lot of these guys further in the back kind of start to struggle with track position and dirty air. No, it's not the most popular thing to be talking about here, but these cars, they don't necessarily like being in traffic, and Auto Club being Auto Club. That's wishful thinking, guys. Homestead being a mile and a half with lots of throttle time, it's going to really catch some of these guys out sitting in the mid-pack if somebody comes across the nose.
It does, it does have a lot of throttle time. It's a good way to put it. This is a track where you can really leave it open, and you can get a lot of top line speed going with that banking that's been added. It allows for that, but it is going to tear away at those cars as time goes on, and the longevity of the green flag is going to be coming into play here as we start to see the rubber get worn off of these tires. It looks like everybody is gridded up, which means that the pace car is going to light it up here in a second. And we're going to get rolling off. Be sure to get your water handy, folks. Stay hydrated. Whoa! 73 might be going for an end of line there. That's Jonathan Casabear.
EOL penalty for last week. So down to the field for the 73 machine to start off the championship hunt here from Homestead. You see Pileshi and Austin Call leading us out of pit road. Two of your championship favorites in the field here tonight.
The favorites indeed. And yeah, 1320 is all up here in the top of this grid right now.
That's been how it's been just about all year since we dropped the green flag back at Daytona. This 1320 car has been a league of their own all season. That's
a good way to put it. Very good way to put it. And now here we are, and it seems like it was there. They've been a tough nut to crack, but now they've created their own little bubble of competition up here at the top of the race league. And those guys who were once teammates are now going to have to be duking it out for the championship belt here. Here we go, looking for their start zone here. There we go. We are go on Grid Vision.
Now turn 4 here to complete the first lap. Big run around the outside lane there for the 18 machine of Austin Call. Going to lead lap 1 to the stripe. Andrew Pileshi trying to fight on the middle lane right now, down to the inside through 1 and 2. Momentum, though, swinging into the favor of the 18 car of Austin Call. It's going to be really difficult if you're down that bottom lane trying to go toe-to-toe with somebody up top. They were talking about these cars having a bit of understeer to them. Being on that bottom lane with that air taken off the door, it's really going to cause you to fight through a tight condition. You see the 18 machine now of Austin Call drop down at the bottom. Now he's gotten clear of the 81 machine out of turn 4. Lap number 2. Going to go to the 18 machine again.
That's right. He's just ahead right now, doing what he can to stay ahead of the 81 machine. Andrew Pileshi he's working the top and the bottom lanes here, kind of using all of the track to his advantage, as you can see here. But a lot of the guys in the back, they are ripping the wall right now. Early on, they are staying very close to that outside wall and just trying to use the speed that can be found there. There you go. Here's some cameras right now. We've got eyes on Justin Lewis there and the 00 on the outside. It's John Bradford there on the outside. A lot of cars there trying to use the outside wall for what speed they can and just not coming back down. Here's John Bradford.
Yeah, you can make a lot of momentum up there on that outside line. The only problem is, though, you push the tires a little bit harder up there. It's really easy to burn off those right side tires, especially that right front and the right rear. And once you do that, car kind of starts struggling depending on which end you kind of pivot it towards. If you're able to get on the right rear, you can really make the thing snap loose. With these guys complaining about the car being a little bit snug, though, probably going to be the right front. You're going to see cars kind of pinning off the wall after a while. Look at the lead that Austin Call is already starting to put together here. Just about a half second between him and the 81 machine of Andrew Pileshi. Maxwell Caldwell able to get himself up to third here these last couple of laps. 13:20, top 4 right now. pretty much representative of the way the points were as they came into the race. As you see, the 20 machine Kel Pearson up against the fence. First car to get a Homestead stripe here through 3 and 4. Grab another one here on the front stretch.
Homestead stripe. That's when you run up against the wall, right?
That's when you knock the fence down there by accident. Kind of an alteration here of the Darlington stripe that we know and love so much when we go to the Lady in Black. Also, one thing to note, Maxwell Caldwell keep the car in 5th gear, shifting it down, kicking it into the clutch here in the center of the corner. 94 machine already starting with fuel saving early here. And I got a feeling if we look through some of his teammates, they're all doing the same thing. Well, no, Paleshi's keeping it in the gas here, and so is Austin Caldwell, the first one, really trying to stretch his fuel tank. As you see the 7 machine, Justin Lewis going to tiptoe by him here on the middle lane.
Justin Lewis makes that pass nice and smoothly. Caldwell just sort of lets him have it for a little bit there, but Maxwell Caldwell, we know where he drives. He's not going to be pushing the front of the field until late in the game. And right now
Lewis
we can see, up into the fence. That's not good for Lewis there. Caldwell, though, still playing it cool, just a little bit behind Justin Lewis. But let's watch Lewis now go around, take that 7 around, and see if he sticks up there close to the wall.
Also, something to notice about Justin Lewis as well. He's the first of these guys that's really shifting down into 4th to try and force the car to rotate a little bit through center and get a little bit better momentum up off the corner. Some car setting some really fast lap times right now as you ride on board here up into 3 and 4. Up on that outside lane, keeping it in 5th gear. Doesn't really need the help with rotation when you're running the outside lane. When you're trying to make that stripe work, sometimes it really helps to drop a gear, get the car a little bit higher up into the RPM range, and kind of entice it to rotate a little bit better.
Here we can see in 1 and 2, he's dropping it off quite a lot until he gets a little bit past the halfway point, and then he gets back on the gas, brings it back up to the line. Like you said, there can be a lot of throttle time here, and right now he was really doing his best to maximize it, but a lot of lifting out of that there to ride the outside line. You don't want to be up into the wall too much, and you can't be getting stripes every single time you go through a turn. So all that throttle that you could be throwing a little bit lower down the track, it becomes a bit of a risk to throw it a little bit higher up.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a cushion right there. When you get to the outside line, up to the wall, you kind of just feel the car kind of pocket itself in there, kind of like a cushion build up on the dirt track. It's a bit of an aerodynamic effect with the rear quarter pound on these cars. Now, it's not as effective here in the next gen cars as it is, say, the Xfinity car, or sorry, the O'Reilly car or the truck, where you got the flat panels skewed out there on the right side, but it's still ever so slightly there. So you can make a little bit of time, a little bit more time there up against the outside fence. I like the way that Justin Lewis is approaching it too. You're talking about the off-throttle time that he's had up on that outside wall, and that tells me one thing, that he's doing a good job preserving that right front, even though he's gone up to the outside line. A lot of mistakes that drivers make when they go to the top line at a track like Homestead or Auto Club is they really get heavy and aggressive on the throttle. And when you do that, you really burn stuff off a lot worse on the outside than you would on the bottom line if you're doing the same thing. See a little bit of a tag to the fence for the 7 machine, going to lose a little bit of momentum. Here comes Max Caldwell slipping back up into the mirrors. We look a little bit further back, side by side. Cazabear started this race off at the tail end of the field, already moving up positions through, putting together a good run early here as he's sliding up in front here to take over what I believe is the 10th position. Yes, it is. He's going to move up in front of Mike Boone here down the backstretch.
That's right. Pretty good side-by-side into the front. Moving forward, it looks like we've still got some more side-by-side action.
Another new paint scheme for Jonathan Cazabear this week with the monster colors on the car. That tells me one thing, that if it comes down to merchandise season, there will flat out be a do not produce clause on that paint scheme, because Monster really just hates selling us their stickers on diecast. Just kind of sad. Speaking from a very upset Tyler Reddick fan the past couple years.
I still have yet to figure out whose diecast I'm going to be picking up out of the Cup Series. At some point, I'll figure it out. I'll pick my favorite driver.
One of these days. I'll help you.
Maybe I'll get a Sheldon Atkins diecast, huh?
No, we ain't ever getting to that point. But if you want to get a custom diecast made of Yeah, there we go. Give me a custom grid vision diecast made. We'll work on that.
Oh, I'd love that. That'd be fun. Okay. Well, you heard it here first, folks. I'm going to get a Grid Vision diecast. In the meantime, though, let's get back to the race. Justin Lewis there out in front. Trevor Dalton and Maxwell Caldwell right behind. Trevor Dalton able to push Caldwell back a little bit further, I believe. Caldwell's sitting in fifth now.
Caldwell's just
And,
saving fuel right now. He's got the clutch kicked in. He hasn't moved it out of fifth gear, and he has not moved up off the bottom. That 94 machine, he's trying max fuel save mode right now. It's a strategy that has worked for Caldwell so many times this season to try and just lengthen how far he can run on a pit sequence. And sometimes you do that. You can cut an extra pit stop out of the equation, and it really helps you when it comes to overall track position at the end of the night. So we're going to see what happens with the 94 machines. You see the 20 of Cale Peterson now getting down to the inside, throwing a little bit of side drive down to turn number one. Here comes the 20. Your Bristol winner this year as well as last year, trying to make some moves here as he tags the fence out of turn two.
Oh, Bristol winner. Okay. So he's got the chops to handle a little bit of bumping here and there. But Homestead really is attracting more people to that outside wall for a quick bump off the outside wall than I was expecting, especially this early on in the race. Now, I say early on in the race, we're only on lap 17, folks, out of 125. We're not even under the 100 lap mark yet. So we are pretty early on for what I think is a little bit of fast race, but you know what? That's what we want. We want to see these guys pushing these cars to their limits. We want to see them finding the lines, looking and seeing where the opportunities are, and it looks like the opportunity here at Homestead right now is high on that outside line as best as possible. Eyes right now on Ronnie Hurst, fan favorite here. Hurst right now high on the outside. One of those cars using the outside lane.
Hurst is looking to put together one good final run here for the season. Been a bit of an up and down run for the Double Deuce Chevrolet. Week in, week out, lots of pace, but just no luck to follow through with it. Just hoping to get through Homestead clean with all four corners on it and get a good run to set momentum up for next season and come back here in hopefully August. One thing I am noticing up at the front of the pack, though, we got side-by-side battle heating up for second place. Justin Lewis got down to the inside of Drew Paleschi, and he's going to make the pass down here through 1 and 2. Paleschi kind of falling off here a little bit. 33.6 is for the 81 machine. It was a 33.359 for the 7. Lost across the stripe last time. The 18 machine of Austin Call, he's losing a little bit of the pace as well. 33.6 is from the Aflac Toyota Camry. So it looks like Justin Lewis has definitely found out a good rhythm working that top line here. And you're going to see it right here. There's that huge surge of momentum that's going to get to the back bumper of the 18 machine here. Now pulling a little bit of slipstream down into turn 1. Austin Call going to try and cover the outside lane. Here comes Justin Lewis in with a slide job down through 1 and 2. Big wiggle out of the 7 machine, but it's not going to be enough to hurt him. He's going to be able to shut the door in Austin Call's space.
Just barely, too. He crossed the line, but here comes Call, also trying to throw it right back in his face, if he can. Call's got the speed. The 7, you saw him wiggle there. He went down below the white line. He lost a little bit.
Call got tight down there.
Yeah, he got tight down there. He just got across that white line and lost a lot of the sort of momentum, the focus he had. But look at this. Call unable to kind of reseal the deal, I guess you want to put it that way. Call unable to get back in front of Lewis here, and without Lewis slipping his way back up into the lead.
21 laps in, up 6 spots from 7th place. Justin Lewis going to take over the lead here. And currently our biggest mover on the night, though, up from 16th, at least on the top 5. Up from 16th to 5th, Cale Peterson on one heck of a run here. As he's up to the outside here, the 94 machine of Maxwell Caldwell. Caldwell trying to take back over P5 from the 20 machine down into turn 1. Here comes the 94 of Caldwell. A great send into the corner, now trying to slide up. Not going to need to pull off a full slide job here. The 20 just doesn't have the pace working the outside lane. Caldwell now going to move back up to P5.
Eyes back on our lead car. Here comes the lucky number 7. Right behind him, though, side by side, Paleschi and Dalton. Dalton in the 27 moves up a little bit there. It's a 13-20 battle here at the front here still, folks. Dalton moves into second. Andrew Paleschi, our pole position driver, falls back into third. with Austin Call sitting comfortably in fourth. Well, what's up, Sheldon?
You know, we've got the technology. Why don't we see where everybody would be scored points-wise right now, where they run. Because when I say it was wire-thin margins coming into this race, let's look at it right now. Austin Call would still be your points leader as he's putting on a good performance here in the top 10. Call would be hanging out in second. Paleschi, Lewis, third and fourth, respectively. So not much big shakeup where they are right now, which the problem is for all these guys hunting Austin Call there for the championship win. They're probably going to need something bad happen to that 18 machine here tonight, because Austin Call always has the pace to just ride right there within a couple car lengths, couple positions of his teammates. You're going to need big gains here. You're going to need to lead all the laps that you can, and you're going to need that 18 to fumble at some point here coming to closing time.
That's bad juju, man. Don't want to wish that on somebody, but you know what? You're right. I think you're absolutely right. The 18, that's a grass-fed car. It is a very consistently fast car, very consistent car. Oh, big blink. I think we just lost somebody for a second there. But very fast car, very consistent car, and getting Austin Call off the track, unfortunately, might be the only way to avoid the belt going home on his shoulder tonight.
What we'd call a free-range chicken. Even though it's a duck on the side. Close enough, though, right?
close enough, yeah.
We got Justin Lewis up here at the point, but somebody that's been making moves here, slipping under the radar. The 27 machine of Trevor Dalton climbing up through the field, now up to the back bumper of his 1320 teammate. Going to try and work the top here to get a little bit more momentum off. Gets a little bit tight in the dirty air off of the 7 machine, though. Has to wash it up the hill. Loses a little bit of momentum down the front straightaway here. Back into turn 1, though, going to try and dive under, get a little bit of clean air to the left headlight of that Toyota Camry as he closes into the back bumper. Justin Lewis. Lewis gets a little bit slideways there, crossing the seam from the top lane. That's going to open up the door. Here comes Dalton with a huge run down the backstretch.
Yeah, I saw that. Slideways. I like that. Are you coining that term tonight, my man?
I think that one's already been taken.
Yeah, well, it's a good one. Either way, I'm glad you brought it up, because that was exactly what happened there. We saw Justin Lewis, who has had a couple of times so far early in this race, had just a bit of a shaky moments with the car. He's had the car get unsettled. He's had the car be a little slideways. It's just, there's just a feeling that the shoe has yet to drop here on Justin Lewis.
Trevor Dalton had a really good run there to the center of 1 and 2. Wasn't able to capitalize with the drive off the corner there. The outside lane going to pull the 7 machine. Now the 7 going to chop the nose on the 27 of Trevor Dalton. It's going to send Trevor Dalton packing up to the top of the hill here. A little bit of tag with the fence for the Auto Nation Toyota Camry. Going to send it back down to turn 1, though. Justin Lewis still trying to block a little bit of air to the nose of the 27 machine behind him. Trevor Dalton going to try and rally it up off the top rope here to get a good run down the back straightaway. It's not going to be enough, though. Justin Lewis going to slip out of his hands for now.
Yeah, can't quite rally it. Can't quite close the gap. Oh, big push right now. Yarborough here on the outside, trying to make a pass on the 94. Can he do it? Can he get past Caldwell? Yarborough up 6 positions from where he started. A great drive right now from Joshua Yarborough. He is going to make that pass. Maxwell Caldwell is going to fall back yet another spot here at 13:20. He's officially going to be split.
Say one thing too, these guys are probably pretty happy about that. I did note earlier in the race here, the start time being where it is, and the sun being a little bit lower on the track than what we typically have here in like an NIS race or a B Open during the official season. Nobody's getting blinded by the sunset coming down the front straightaway. As always, yeah. One of the most annoying problems that you run into as a driver here, ever since they added the HDR to the graphic settings and the real-time sequence, you'd come down the front straightaway here some years, and you just could not see until you got into turn 1, got behind the billboards.
Now, thank goodness, you can see. Look at that, the 84. That's Ronnie Lane. Ronnie Lane was doing pretty good so far, up 3 from where he started. Good drive, but that was a lot of wall riding there out of Ronnie Lane.
Yeah, worked for him though. That outside line going to work in the favor here. The 84 machine. Ronnie Lane's been putting together some pretty good stats here the past couple weeks, too. 84 is getting some good runs in here in the late half of the season as we see Trevor Dalton still up here trying to make some noise against Justin Lewis. And Justin Lewis, this is one of those years it feels like a lot has gotten away from the 7 machine. You know, started out and had a whole lot of paces, has had pace week in and week out, but always seems to be on the wrong end of the strategy or just, honestly, the wrong end of the hammer when it comes to getting caught up in other people's messes. So looking to at least ride off into the sunset here with, at the bare minimum, a win under his belt to make the season worth something. He's up there in that points battle, but as close as everybody is, I mean, he's going to need big mistakes out of the 3 in front of him to get something happening.
You got that right. Sorry for coughing there for a second, Sheldon. That one snuck up on me. But right now here, Austin Call coming across the line. You can see he moves up to the outside, closes the door there on Ronnie Lane, just only to come back down and do the same thing to Yarborough.
Yeah, right now, Austin Call's strategies is going to have to be, you know, try to be within 2 to 3 spots of your teammates here. That way they don't get that big of a jump on you here in the points. You know, he's gotten out here, he's led his 5 laps, or his couple laps, so he's gotten his 5 bonus points, 4 laps led. So he at least has that under his belt right now. Now you just got to go after it and try to win this race, or at least not let them slip too far in front of you. Unfortunately, he's got to let one of those points in front of him, though. The 84 machine, Ronnie Lane gets a good run out of turn 4, clears the 18 machine down into 1. So look at the projected standings now, and we see that margin still kind of hanging around there. 8 points right now between Caldwell and Austin Call here at the top of the board. Call still with the advantage. And Austin Call signaling out the window through the voice of Justin Lewis that he will be bringing that 18 machine down pit road for 4 tires and fuel, or well, at least just fuel. Big wiggle coming in. Transition almost bucks the 18 machine around. Gets it into pit road here, though. Looks like a clean entry.
This looks clean to me. He'll be the first one.
And I can promise you, he will be the slowest one on pit entry for the entirety of the night.
Yeah, probably. Probably. We're going to see some spicy meatballs here when it comes to pit entry. I'm sure of it. But Austin Call, your championship leader right now, heading down pit lane, getting 4 in fuel most likely.
As we look at it now, the way the projected stands to be, if the race ended where it is right now with Austin Call, you know, losing a whole bunch of spots here on pit road, that put Caldwell up at the top of the board here by, is that just 1 point over second place, Drew Pleshy?
Phew.
Yep. That's paper thin there, guys. That ain't even razor thin anymore. We got a couple other cars signaling that they will be coming down pit road this time by. See the 22 machine of Ronnie Hurst on pit road getting his service first stop of the day.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We just got word that Bill Hagan's going to be pitting on his next lap around as well.
There's Bradford in the Liquid Death Ford Mustang.
Here comes Bill Hagan heading down. 84 is going to be pitting as well.
Ronnie Lane going to come in as well as... Oh, Trevor Dalton's going to spin onto pit road. That's going to be a penalty.
Yeah, that'll happen. That'll happen.
What a save, though. I thought that car was junked.
Yeah, could have been worse. Not good. Could have been worse.
Could have been better.
Okay, well, yeah.
See what happens here, and you know, this is we didn't get to the keys yet, but one of my keys to the race here tonight was going to be to avoid the pit barrels, and Trevor Dalton just about flubbed that one. Watch out for them barrels on pit road, and that basically is going to translate into get a perfect pit entry because it's so easy to mess up the entry to pit road here at Homestead.
That is a very prescient, very forward-thinking key of the race there, my friend. Those pit road barrels will get you.
I've made that mistake a time or two.
Watch this here, the 27 of Dalton. Down on the inside. After falling back quite a few places here.
can't
that
tell.
we've
Did
had
he
some
get it? Did he get a penalty on that?
Hey, you know what? Let me check real quick here.
Right there behind
I don't think
Bradford.
so.
He's still in the top 10, so I guess.
Guess everything was okay there. Well, no, because he should be up there with Paleshi and Lewis. So
Yeah.
he did lose a lot of time there. So look at Paleshi and Justin Lewis going at it here down into turn 1. Drew Paleshi working the inside lane here in the 81 Chevrolet. Justin Lewis going to stay up on that top line, though. It's going to be top line or bust here for the 7 Chevrolet.
And that worked out. Paid out for him perfectly.
It is all about that momentum here.
You got to find it and you got to keep it. And it looks like Justin Lewis has just been managing to do that lap here. Now he's back a little ways from where he was leading this race. But I think he's comfy where he's at right now.
Up at the front of the pack right now, Maxwell Caldwell still trying to stretch out that fuel cell as long as he possibly can here. Been saving fuel since they rolled off of the grid here this evening. See what he's doing right now coming into turn 3 as he got the clutch kicked in. He's back down into shifting it now. Trying to get the most lap time out of it that he can now that he knows he can make it for everybody else. But he's going to bring it down pit road here. Don't speed.
No.
Good clean entry. No issues there.
That was good, clean entry onto pit road for Maxwell Caldwell. And all these pit stops are so staggered now. Let's watch and see.
It's going to be interesting to see how the fuel strategy works out for the 94 machine here tonight, especially if we get, a good, clean, green flag filled race. These guys kind of made it to that point where I don't think we're going to really see too much chaos and calamity this evening, unlike last week in Michigan, because everybody's kind of really done a good job spreading themselves out here.
Well, it seems like there's a lot of viability, too, on the track in terms of what groove to run. You don't have to, make a quick move and get back into the same groove that you were just in. You can make your move from the upper groove down to the lower groove or vice versa, and you've got room to pass cars while driving at speed. I think that's pretty cool. That's one of the things that I think this track has really got going for it, is that you've got some viability.
There's a lot of different ways to get around this place. And we've seen that all the way throughout the field here. Currently up at the front of the pack now. As we look at the way standings would cycle out, now that we're done with that pit sequence, it would be Austin Call back up at the top here by just a handful of points over Andrew Paleshi. Justin Lewis currently your race leader with Drew Paleshi running P2. Trevor Dalton third. Fourth is the 84 machine of Ronnie Lane with John Bradford rounding out the top 5. Austin Call kind of slipping back a little bit. He's been overtaken by Yarborough and Peterson since the sequence ran through. So he's fallen back to 8th, right in front of Jonathan Casabear and Maxwell Caldwell, with the incident coming on pit road has cycled out to 10th here on this sequence. Or sorry, no. Caldwell's good because he stayed out later there. It's Trevor Dalton that's kind of sequenced himself. Never mind. My eyes jumped. I'm spitballing here. We're falling apart,
right,
guys.
buddy.
It's been a long year.
It's all right. It's all right. We'll get there eventually, as will these guys. Here we go. Look at this 3-wide action. Look at this.
We're going to rip the top lane here. 4 fresh tires, full tank of fuel for the 94 machine as he goes side by side here with Casabear. He's going to pull ahead here out of turn 2.
And
Austin Call falls back to 10th.
Back to 10th for Austin Call. And that is going to be where we will take a short break, folks. Segue into a little commercial break. And when we get back, let's see if Austin Call and these 1320 guys can get re-solidified up here.
Call's
at the top
on pit
of the
road
racetrack.
here. Austin Call, pit road. Yeah, this is going to be a huge, major playoff implications here for the 18 machine. Looking like maybe an unscheduled stop here.
This is changing. This is going to change a lot about the potential finish here, folks. Look at this. As of right now, it's Paleshi's race.
for 4 tires here. Guess he feels like he burned them off and just had absolutely no pace there. Pretty early into the run to be making an extra stop here.
Interesting. Well, now that we've gotten caught up with that and we've seen Austin Call getting himself set up for the long run potentially here, let's go ahead and take that little break. And when we come back, we'll get checked back in with the fellas here on the J&M Group Monday Night Cup Series.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Green Vision. We're showing you the J&M Group Monday Night Cup Series. It's the big final race in the battle for the belt. Race 15 out of 15 from virtual Homestead-Miami Speedway. It's me, Joe LaCastro, with Sheldon Atkins and Austin Derbyshire, and we are excited to bring you what has so far been a beautiful green flag race here out of Miami. 56 laps in, to 125. We are almost halfway done with this race.
Yeah, lap starting to wind down here. Up at the front of the field, the 27 machine Trevor Dalton with a near 4-second lead over Drew Palesci. His 13-20 teammates sitting back there in second. And right now, points closer than ever. The way they're running at the moment, we have a technical tie here between first and second. Maxwell Caldwell, Drew Palesci. right there on the points right now, both with 2,177. And it would come down. And if Lewis and Paleski were to switch positions right now, it would be Dalton tied with Caldwell for who would take home the championship belt here at the end of the night. So keep your eyes on it, because we know how quick things can change here in the J&M Group Monday Night Cup Series. And it has been a season of wild racing, and I expect it to get just even crazier here coming down to the wire as we see the battle between Paleski and Lewis here. Lewis taking a dive down to the bottom here into turn 1, trying to get past the 881 machine. Gets a good launch on that first seam, but here comes the 81 with a crossover. Not going to be enough, though. Out of turn 2. Huge block here from Justin Lewis down the back straightaway onto the nose of the 81.
Some very defensive driving out of Lewis there. Close with those blocks. He's got to be careful with those, or we're going to see our first yellow of the night. It's going to come from the very front of the race.
Lewis wants to bring home that belt desperately here tonight. He's going to come out here and win this thing if he wants to do it, and hope that everybody else has a crap day in the process. Let's look up at the front of the pack right now, though. Trevor Dalton leading down the back straightaway. 5 seconds now separating him from second place. Trevor Dalton not worrying about saving a drop of fuel here, just worrying about getting the most out of this set of tires, the most out of this car that he possibly can, as he tries to ride off into the sunset. Also, sunset is here. The lights are on here at Homestead. Track getting ready to go through the first of many changes that we're going to see here tonight. Because once it gets to be nighttime, it really grips up here at Homestead. And you're starting to see that reflect right now with the lap times too. These guys a little bit faster here on this stint and this set of tires than they were earlier. Awesome call. Sitting at 15th right now. Points leader coming into the night by a handful of points. Dropped back to 15th there on that pit sequence. Came down early through on the 4 fresh tires. Lost a lot of time here with the early call. We're going to see how this works out for him, though, as the strategy progresses, and the rest of these guys have to come back down again still. And
yep,
speak of the devil.
Right, you see that, right? Perfect timing. Here comes the number 7.
Justin Lewis going to come down pit road here to get his second pit stop over and done with. 4 tires and fuel for the 7 Chevrolet. Trevor Dalton staying out here for another lap in the 27. Bradford has now moved up to second place as the rest of these guys are coming in.
Dalton does not seem to care.
See Justin Lewis merging back onto the track here, right in front of the 81 machine of Drew Paleski. These two just can't get away from each other here tonight. And it looks like the 81 machine has a little bit of center nose damage here. Not sure who he got into or what he got into, but that's going to be a huge problem. We were talking about the cars being on the verge of plowing up into the fence already. Now you took all the front downforce away from the RocketLeagueHacks.net Chevrolet. That's going to be a struggle for him this evening.
The struggle is very real here out of Homestead. We got some chatter on the radio here. Ronnie Lane getting on the phone. Haven't heard too much out of him this season.
Been a pretty good run from here tonight as we try to get a look at what happened here. So the nose of the 81 machine of Paleski. And I think that had to have happened somewhere in the pit sequence, because I don't remember seeing him with that much damage to the nose of the car earlier in the night.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure that. Let's take a look here. We're looking at Andrew Paleski right now, sitting in 11th place. 1320s, one of 1320's faster drivers. Sitting down 10 places from where he started.
So now he got it on. I'm looking at right here, actually. It was lap 59 out of turn 2. Justin Lewis put a slide job on the 81 machine, slid up the hill in front of the 81, and got dead sideways out of turn 2, and it caused Paleshi to get into the back of Lewis.
Yeesh.
Was
And we're still green.
It was lap 59 out of 2. Here you go. Here it is on the replay here. And you see Justin Lewis dives down to the bottom here, grabs the seam, tries to slide up in front, shut the door in his teammate's face, and the back end starts to kick right here on exit as he goes up the hill. And Paleshi heavy into the rear bumper of the 7 machine of Justin Lewis there. And that's enough to fold that front clip in on the 81. But no damage to the back of Justin Lewis there.
No damage. Wow.
Say, once again, major chase implications here.
It does shake things up. Quite a good deal. But that's good. That's fun for this last race. Let's see them shake things up a little bit. Eyes once again on Justin Lewis. Nope, she was 27 of Trevor Dalton here.
And Trevor Dalton figures the best chance to walk home with the prize tonight is just run away from the field. 27 car, another one that's been bad fast all season. A lot of success here and there, but a handful of misses this season as well, getting caught up in other people's carnage and just strategy not working out in his favor. 27 machine, though, going for the gold here tonight as he's got a 13-second lead right now. Still due for another pit stop here. Let's see the 20 machine, Kel Peterson, coming down pit road.
Peterson's looking for his stall while we follow Maxwell Caldwell out there in the third. Trying to avoid the situation here, but it looks like, yep, 73 of Jonathan Cassabear is going to move up into second and give Caldwell a run for his money.
Cassabear been running pretty good here tonight, up to the outside here through turns 3 and 4, up to the quarter pound call. We'll go throw a little bit of side draft here down the front straightaway. Here comes the 73 machine now trying to propel around the top. We got a caution wreck out at turn 2. The 22 machine of Ronnie Hurst, huge hit to the outside wall, and this is going to change everything.
Wow. Wow. Okay, let's get a replay of that real quick and see how Mr. Hurst ended up where he is and if he needs a hearse. Let's see here. Door to door.
Ronnie Hurst just got dead sideways there in center of 1 and 2, and Corrales Steele nowhere to go, knocks the right front out from under that Chevrolet. Let's get another look at it here. This right here, this is going to be a little bit of seam crossing. Kicks his car down here, doesn't quite set into the track the way it's hoping for, grabs a little bit extra grip from the seam, has it saved, then tries to chase it, and it comes right back around on him. And nowhere for Corrales to go, gets heavy into the back bumper of the 22 machine there, and that's going to throw us under caution. That's going to trap a lot of these guys that came down pit road a lap or 2 down. And that's going to be a real difficult hole for some of these guys to climb out of.
Well, that's the gamble you take, though, when you are pitting in with irregular intervals and sort of like, we didn't really have a big group session go down pit road. Everyone kind of went willy-nilly. When you do that, you end up in these kind of situations. And so now we've got some guys who just need to play a little catch-up, but are probably going to be locked down a lap for most of, if not the rest of the race.
The good news for Justin Lewis, Drew Paleshi, Kel Peterson, also call these guys here that came down pit road under that green flag sequence, they will be able to take the wave around. This is really going to shoot Austin Call in the foot, though, because he came down pit early. He was on older stuff here when the caution came out. Hadn't come in and made a second pit stop yet, so now he's going to be hurting on fuel as well as tires because the rest of these guys took 4 on that last stop. So Call's going to be hoping for another caution to come out here if he wants to have a chance at winning the championship here tonight. That's how, going off sequence, sometimes it works real well for you. You got nights like this where it's going to kind of put him on the back burner as far as championship hopes. Somebody this really works out for is that 94 machine of Maxwell Caldwell. He's been saving fuel since we dropped the green flag. So he'll come down here, take a pit stop, get 4 tires and fuel, put into that Chevrolet, and he's going to have the best chance out of anybody here. And don't forget, too, the last thing that Maxwell Caldwell wants to do is mail that belt to somebody new this year. He wants to just keep it a second season and then convince them to just go on ahead and make a second belt.
Don't we all? But you know, the belt's best when it's shared, unfortunately, and when it can adorn more shoulders and crown more champions. That's just a sign of a season well run. That's what I say.
Caldwell wants to make sure it stays in his lap for the foreseeable future.
I'm sure he does. I'm sure he does. As looks like the lights are off in the pace car. Are we coming around? Well, this is the backstretch here, so we got a little bit of ways to go. All right, folks. Lap 74 out of 125. There's about 50 laps left in this season, and then we'll see who is the victor. Pace car's off. We're looking for the restart zone. Here we go, folks. Get on the edge of your seats because here we go.
Green flag is back out. 4 championship hopefuls now all in a line down into turn number 1. Max Caldwell leading, trying to defend. Go for title number 2 here for the J&M Group Monday Night Cup Series. Here comes Trevor Dalton down to the inside, though, of the 73 machine, Jonathan Casimir. Casimir up against the fence down the back straightaway with the momentum. Going to pull ahead of the 27 down into 3. Trevor Dalton going to slide up the hill there a little bit, almost grabs the door. The 73 machine in center. Dalton now going to shut the door, gets the momentum out of turn 4. Dalton now trying to pursue the title, getting up to the back bumper of the 94 machine down into turn number 1, now shooting it up to the middle lane, trying to find the momentum.
Is it there? Can he find it?
It's a good run up off of turn 2. Now taking a peek to the inside. Going to try and set himself up in on the bottom into turn 3. I don't know about the bottom working, though. We've seen how tight he gets. Door getting shut in his face. Here comes Caldwell back down across the nose. Throwing a little bit of dirty air. The 27 machine now peeks up to the outside here, trying to find the run, surging up to the bumper here to the line. Down to 1, a big dive from the 27 of Dalton. Going to be able to pull a power move here and clear the 94 of Caldwell. Is Caldwell back to fuel saving?
Wow,
Caldwell,
look at this.
A wiggle contact there with Prince out of turn 2. Caldwell falls back in line in 3rd.
That was so close. He was almost door to door. He was door to door when they made contact. Maxwell Caldwell just not quite able to hold the line. Slides up into the outside of Jacob Prince. It's been an interesting ride so far.
Caldwell now feeling a little bit of pressure from the 73 machine. Jonathan Casimir coming down into turn 1. Caldwell going to stay on the inside lane, try to throw a little bit of dirty air to the nose of the 73 machine out of turn 2. And it's going to work. Casimir, heavy contact with the fence, loses the rotation. Now here comes the 24 machine of Rylan Long. 3 wide just behind them. Bradford up to the outside of the 84 machine of Ronnie Hurst. There's still going to be 3 wide with Yarbrough's on the bottom. Yarbrough now side by side here with the 2 machine of Todd Merkel. Haven't talked about either of the 77 or the 2 much tonight. And a daring dive to the inside here. 4 wide into turn 1. Bradford and Long in the middle. Oh, and Bradford has to back out of it. Almost gets in the door. Merkel in trouble for the 94 machine. Doesn't get off the corner well. Here comes the 73 of Casimir back to the outside into 3.
Some really wild driving happening here right now, folks. Look at this 3 wide situation. Yet again about to boil over.
And look at this, Rylan Long goes to the middle, back down to the bottom, now to the inside of Maxwell Caldwell to turn 1. And Caldwell's just hoping for one thing, get these guys the hell away from me so I can battle for the title. But it's everybody's track here. 3 wide again, up to the quarter panel. Now the door getting shut. Up the hill goes Long. Everybody hits the fence and a wreck on the backstretch.
Oh, there it is. A big one.
And heavy hits. Casimir.
Oh, man, that's
Massive
half the
contact
field.
with the inside.
That is over half the field, just about. If that's 9 cars involved, that's half the field. Insane.
And also, big news, too, for the championship. What actually caused the initial caution to come out, because we had a wreck before the wreck. The 7 machine of Justin Lewis gets sideways in 1 and 2. Austin Call missed him by about a hair. As we get a look at what happens with Justin Lewis here, and we'll watch Austin Call miss the wreck. Lewis gets down to the apron, car slides back up the hill, and here comes Ronnie Hurst. Heavy contact to the right rear tire, destroys the toe link on the 7 machine. He's going to limp it back around here to pit road to try and get that machine fixed. But this is not what you want to see if you're a Justin Lewis fan tonight.
If you were a Justin Lewis fan, now's the time to reevaluate a few things.
And we're going to get looking now at the other incident that transpired. And this right here, this is hard racing. So everybody going for everything here. Rylan Long gets up to the outside. Car gets a little bit tight. The 73 Casper comes down the hill a little bit. And a little bit of ping pong between Yarborough and Casper on who gets to take Rylan Long home. And they all come together here on the back straightaway, and heavy blows all the way throughout.
That was a very tough one. Yeah, we had it from that far away angle, but that angle showed you that just that tiny little interaction between 2 cars in a pack affected the entire field.
Good news for these guys. Fast repairs on deck for the entire field here. So
Good.
7 machine of Justin Lewis able to get that right rear toe link fixed, as well as everybody else involved in the incident. 82 laps in. It's our first real big incident here tonight. That's probably going to be the night for Ronnie Hurst. See heavy damage to the nose of the 22. He's going to stay in and try and get it fixed. But two big wrecks for him this evening. Not what he was hoping for.
No, if that's a second wreck, then he's done. We're very unfortunate. Very unfortunate.
And more bad news, too. Austin Call, I think, still scored a lap down. Not sure if he's getting the lucky dog here, the wave around pass, or not, but pretty sure they would have shown that to him in the last lap. So Austin Call just having a rough night. You see them sending him to the back here. Lucky dog car on this caution was the 2 machine of Todd Merkel. The Drew Palesci now back up to the front here in second place, still with the heavy center front nose damage for the 81. I'm surprised he didn't fix that on one of the stops earlier. And sorry, I believe it was Drew Calvert that actually got the wave there.
Oh. Okay.
No, never mind. No, he's checking up at the back straight to let everybody go, and I am battling with hiccups like you would not believe right now.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Well, good luck with that. Hey, take a moment if you need to, my friend. I'll do what I can here to call us in. We've got the race about to start here any second here. The pace car's lights are off. You know what that means? That means that the 2 guys in front are going to show us how it's done. And that's Maxwell Caldwell, and that's Andrew Palesci. Let's look at that restart zone and see which one jumps off first.
And a good clean start there for the 94 machine of Caldwell. Going to get a couple car lengths ahead of the 81 machine of Drew Palesci. Palesci going to nurse the damage around the outside lane here in the 81, trying to hold on to second place. Here comes Trevor Dalton, though, to the bottom. Side by side out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway. Trevor Dalton not going to be able to find the momentum, though. Palesci surges ahead up against the fence into 3.
Looks like Corolla Steel had some serious trouble catching the pace car here.
Yeah,
the whole field had trouble. I'm sorry. The whole field had trouble catching the pace car here. Bad start.
Yeah, a little bit of games being played here, but everybody making it here through the first couple of laps. The 86 machine, Drew Calvert. He's currently scored 11th a lap down. He's working the top line here through 1 and 2. Here comes Austin Call trying to close it to the back bumper. This is the battle for the lucky dog position.
If another caution comes out, either the 18 or the 86 will get put back on the lead lap. Depends on which one scored first.
Oh, man, this is it then.
Oh, here we go. Battle for the lead. 3 cars under a blanket, side by side here. Gillespie going to go with the 94 machine. Give him a little shot down the front straightaway into turn 1. Caldwell trying to work the middle lane. Here comes the 81 of Pileshi around the outside. Big miss into turn 1 for Caldwell. A power move from Dalton to take the lead.
Woo! Trevor Dalton. What a move, what a move, what a move.
Let's look at the points, the way they sit right now. The 94 machine of Caldwell would be retaining the belt. As Austin Call is back there in second, just 4 points behind your race leader. And technically right behind him on track, but not officially. The 18 machine still a lap down after the caution coming out in the middle of the pit sequence. As you see, the 94 Caldwell now going toe-to-toe here with Ryland Long. Big miss out of the 94. I think he's got to be fuel-saving again here. Is the only thing I can guess as to why Caldwell has lost so much pace here all of a sudden. He's right in front of the 7 machine of Justin Lewis. Lewis going to set down the middle here. Going to get past the 94 machine now, trying to close in on the 24 of Long. Long's going to shut the door to turn number 4, though, and here comes the 7 to the bottom.
The 7. Oh, we got contact.
Oh, yeah, gave him a little shot there. Up the hill goes the 24 machine of Ryland Long. Up into the 3rd seam. Justin Lewis means business here tonight from Homestead as he shuts the door out of turn 2.
That was some extremely good driving there. That contact, I thought that car was going to go sideways.
It's good work for Long to keep it under him, but main thing he's got to keep is that temper in check, though. You know, go out there and move somebody out of the way like that. It'll get under somebody's skin, especially here at the mile and a halves. You know, you expect it at Bristol, Martinsville, Richmond, but when we come here to Homestead or any of these other intermediates, you know, you don't necessarily expect to be punted out of the way like that. So you're on board with Justin Lewis, ripping the fence here into turn 3. That 7 machine has been one of the biggest movers here tonight, probably passed the most cars out of anybody in the field, and planted right on the seam. Remember, last caution came out because the 7 machine went for the slide. And he's already back up to P3 as he dives underneath the 18 machine here of Austin Call. And what a miss here tonight for the 18 of Austin Call. Came in, looked like the championship favorite, shuts the door in his face. Lewis almost runs the 18 up into the fence.
And almost is the name of the game there. Almost up into the fence has been the name of the game here at Miami for most of this race. We've had some guys who have actually, gotten their Homestead stripe, as I think you mentioned it earlier. But that was a near miss. And near misses don't count. Here as we watch on board right now with Andrew Pileshi high on the outside. I think that's Justin Lewis on the outside. Pileshi trying to secure that spot. Oh, no, it's Drew Calvert, on the outside. Just trying to make some room for him there as a lap car. I think he is the first. He is in the lead. He's in the lead of 1 lap down. So he's first in line for the lucky dog if he were to get another yellow out here.
One thing to note, too, Pileshi, you know, it looks like he's saving fuel right now, but that's not the case. The 81 machine still keeping that engine wicked up here. Problem for him at the moment is just that center nose damage. See how big of a gap Trevor Dalton has already built on him. 2.5 seconds and growing here as he worked down the back straightaway. Up into the fence a little bit there for Drew Calvert, but Drew Calvert going to get that lap number 86 machine up in front of P number 2 as he works the fence here through 3 and 4.
Well, we've gotten our yellow out of the way. Now we're back to some good old-fashioned racing. And if I didn't know any better, I would think this would be the time when they would get into a single file. Oh, my goodness. Massive, massive hit off the wall there. I think that was Andrew Pileshi.
Yeah, Pileshi's in a bad spot right now. He's got that nose damage, and he's also running in traffic behind the 86 machine. Just a recipe for that car to push up into the fence. You know, it's a lot easier to nurse a car with that kind of damage around when you have clean air, when you have a big gap to the race leader. But Pileshi's really going to be looking forward to that pit stop to get an opportunity to pull the dents out of the Rocket League Hats.net Chevrolet.
As you see, the 7 machine of Justin Lewis looming in the mirror. Lewis now closing up out of turn 2. Doesn't get the drive off, though. Going to stagnate here down the backstretch for the 7 machine.
And right now, the 7 machine is doing his absolute best to just hold on to his position up here at the top. He is in very close contention. I believe Lewis is in the top 3 for or the top 4 for points potentially, and with Austin Call being where he is, let's see. Oh no, Lewis is 5th down there. Okay, so this would mean a lot to Lewis to be able to win this race. And we're on lap 95 right now. You know, we're only 30 laps away from the end of this race. It could be his.
Lewis is trying to have a good night here, bring home some points, get a win potentially. Right up at the top of the board right now, the 27 machine, Trevor Dalton, still trying to run away with the prize here tonight from Homestead. Has a massive lead now, nursing a 5-second gap. Heavy contact to the outside wall there for the 81 machine of Paleshi. I'd be surprised if that didn't do some kind of damage underneath the 81.
Look at this. 3 wide coming up here. With 2 wide right behind it. Oh! Almost. Andrew Paleshi narrowly dodging the situation from Justin Lewis right behind him.
Also, what's happened with Caldwell? The 94 machine scored a lap down. Oh, Caldwell came in and made his final stop there under the radar. 4 fresh tires and a full tank of fuel for the 94 here as he works down into turn 3. As we look back up at the front of the pack, though, the 27 machine of Trevor Dalton running away with the advantage. And it is a hornet's nest behind him from 3rd on back.
Yeah. You're telling me, my man. You're telling me. It is crazy back there. You've got Lewis with the 9 of Jacob Prince down on the inside. Behind him, you got Jonathan Cassabear. Behind him, you got another 3 or 4, almost 4 wide situation. It is a straight up scary place behind our race leader right now.
And Justin Lewis was hoping to save a little bit of fuel here, but not going to have the opportunity. He's having to run full bore here up against the top. And oh, Jacob Prince across the nose. Lewis turns him up into the fence. They make contact here on the front stretch.
Whoa, whoa. Whoa.
And Jacob Prince going to send it back down under him, and he makes contact with Casabear up into the wall again for the 73 machine.
Wow. I do not think the 9 was trying to hit
Oh, and the
Casabear
18
there.
of Austin Call is in it.
That's crazy. Whoa!
Oh, and Todd Merkel.
Arco breaking right into the car.
That was... And that's going to take Austin Call completely out of it.
Yeah, look at that. Oh, wow. The back right tire just completely smashed in on that car.
He's not even able to get that thing up to speed here. He's going to get passed by the pace car and get stuck another lap. And I think this right here might have... And you see the contact there with the outside wall. Prince got skirted up in there by Lewis. And he tries to send the thing down to the bottom, grabs the apron, and he's saying over the radio that the car is broken. Gets right up into the 73 machine. And then the transition right there is what got Austin Call. Call was trying to avoid the wreck, and jeez.
Yikes. Merkel with the slam.
I mean, the caution had already been out for a while there.
Yeah, probably shouldn't have been driving at that speed. But, ugh. Still rough to see. You don't want that. You don't want anyone to have to sit out of the race because of a wreck, obviously. But
you see Jacob Prince there too. He's got the wheel cranked all the way to the left. That car was destroyed from the contact with the wall there.
He couldn't control it.
That is heartbreaking for Prince, and that's
I don't know why you don't check up there when the caution's out.
And there goes the other
Such
set.
a tough
And he's
break
out.
because Austin Call had such a great opportunity here tonight. Strategy falls the wrong way with the early race spin. He's able to get the thing fixed up, but 2 laps down now.
All right. Now Paleshi has got to. I think Paleshi has to be down a little bit. We're looking here. The lights are off, so we're trying to get things stacked up again.
Another thing to
What
note, too,
move-
with that caution coming out, that's going to make it a lot more difficult for Caldwell. Remember, he came in early to get his 4 tires and fuel for this last stint.
Mhm.
And with that caution, you know, he was lapped down, had to get himself weighed back around the field here. So he's going to be starting pretty far back in the traffic here. EOL for the 94 machine with the Lucky Dog. And I think that he'd already used his final set of tires, so he's going to be on some older stuff here.
Older stuff against the newer stuff, you know, you're just going to end up getting eaten up usually. But sometimes it works out. There have been times I've seen guys on older stuff just make it work, make the older tires work a little bit. The tires that have already been broken in a little bit, they can have just a touch more grip sometimes than ones that haven't quite gotten warmed up yet. So we'll have to wait and see here. There goes the pace car off, looking for the restart zone now. Let's see what happens with Cale Peterson and Trevor Dalton out of the front.
Very ugly start there for the inside lane. A lot of staggering throughout the field. Cale Peterson going to get the lead down into turn 1, though. First time we've seen the 20 machine up at the point here tonight. Drew Paleshi going to try and follow him in. Gets way tight in the dirty air, though, with the damage to the nose. The 81 going to slide way up the hill. Going to get a helpful push from the 73, though. Down the back straightaway. Now, Paleshi versus the 27 machine of Trevor Dalton. Trevor Dalton, though, going to send around the bottom lane here. Going to clear the 81. He's going to try and move back up to the front here. And I think this is Trevor Dalton's race to lose at this point. But he's still got to get past that 20 machine of Peterson. Peterson's been pretty quick here. Week in and week out for the J&M group. This is work down the back straightaway. Peterson tracking out towards the fence. Here comes Trevor Dalton trying to close, not able to find the momentum. Now, though, down into turn number 3. And Lewis going at it door to door here with the 81 machine of Paleshi. Lewis going to get the run through 3 and 4. Going to pull up and clear down the front straightaway.
And as for Cale Peterson, let's remember he won at Bristol this year. His only win here in the J&M Group Monday Night Cup Series right now. This could be his 2nd win. So he's got the pedigree of a champion. Let's see if he can get that working for him tonight.
Well, it's been a good run here for the 20 machine so far. Everything working out for him. Jacob Prince works the bottom line here to try and get past the 81 of Paleshi as well. And Jacob Prince, one that's been really coming on strong here the latter half of the season. That 9 machine's been leaps and bounds ahead of where it was at the start of the year. Don't count him out. It's basically driving a backup car here now. He used the fast repairs, got 4 fresh tires, a tank full of Sunoco fuel, and he's ready to go. Because this race has come down to a 20-lap shootout to determine who's going to go home with the championship belt as well as who's going to go home with the race win tonight. Down into turn 3, off center 3 wide. Here comes the 27 machine of Trevor Dalton to the inside of Cale Peterson. Justin Lewis is trying to make the outside work. Got a little too overzealous. Tagged the fence. Lost some momentum here down the front straightaway. It's going to be neck and neck into 1. Trevor Dalton with the advantage. Going to send it deep into the corner. Another great slide job from the 27 machine as he clears to take the lead through 1 and 2. Here comes Lewis on the top.
Oh my goodness gracious. Lewis on the top of the track here. Looking really good. We got the view on Cale Peterson
Fake to the
right
top. Now back to the bottom. Back up to the outside. Lewis going to try and clear or make the pass here through 3 and 4. Washes up the hill a little bit, though. Loses some momentum. Dalton shuts the door in his face again out of turn number 4. And heavy contact with the outside wall for the 9 machine of Jacob Prince right in front of Cale Peterson, who's gone from hero to zero, falling from 1st to 4th in a lap.
Jeez. Yeah, that is
Oh,
a
big corner for Lewis. Great run around the top. He's going to take the lead and fly past Dalton down the backstretch.
I'm getting whiplash right now. I don't know about you, my friend, but things are going fast right now here in these last 20 laps. A lot of lead changing going on. A lot of side-by-side racing as we see Trevor Dalton and Jacob Prince side-by-side here still. Ooh, bounce off the wall behind him. Maybe some contact as well.
Another thing to note on here, too, is how are them points looking right now, guys? Because it's we've seen a lot of big changes here. As we see Caleb Peterson trying to shut the door, and somehow Austin Call is back up at the top of the board right now as Caldwell has fallen down. It is 3 points separating first from second. And Paleshi is 3 points back, too. He's tied right now with Caldwell. So if Paleshi can get up here and pick up these couple spots in front of him, he could win the title, but I don't think he's going to be capable of doing it, though, with the amount of damage he has to the nose. But also, if
go on.
Caldwell, if Caldwell's able to pick up the 3 spots and get 6th himself, he has a chance. He could win the title as well. It is close. It's a 3-man race right now in the points for who's going to bring home the belt. Right now, Justin Lewis up here at the point, mathematically out of the equation to win the championship this season. Just going out here trying to get the win, bring home the checkered flag at the bare minimum. Jacob Prince, same story. Doesn't have the opportunity to get it, even though he's in the playoffs. Just too far back in points right now from your race leaders. Austin Call, 2 laps down right now, sitting in the 10th spot. Just picked up an extra spot because Drew Calvert had a throughput issue, lagged out of the session. That's going to give a much-needed point into the favor of the 18 machine. And he's just basically hanging on here and praying that Paleshi doesn't pick up the race win or Max Caldwell doesn't pick up a handful more spots. Caldwell on disadvantaged tires because the caution's coming out after his last pit stop. And once again, the 81 machine of Paleshi still nursing some pretty substantial center front splitter damage on the 81 machine. So it's basically been a night of everybody in a circle shooting each other, shooting themselves in the foot. And I guess it's going to come down to whoever bleeds the least tonight. As we got a battle for the lead shaking up.
That's a good way to put it. Battle for the lead right now. Justin Lewis, Jacob Prince, 7-9, side by side.
When it's close,
Prince.
heavy contact here through 1 and 2. Prince
Wow.
up the hill.
That
Lewis.
was spicy.
And Justin Lewis is getting a little aggressive here tonight. We've seen some pretty big moves out of the 7 machine, and I'm wondering how many times he's going to write that check before it bounces.
We talked about that. I mentioned that I'm just waiting for the other shoe to drop on Justin Lewis here. So we'll have to wait and see if it does end up happening. He is calling for it. He is asking for it to happen. It's sort of the sword of Damocles hanging above his head right now. But it's a situation where Justin Lewis just has to keep driving that line and stay out in front for just a few more laps now. 11 more laps, and this race is over.
Jacob Prince is a little bit faster here than the 7 machine right now. But Justin Lewis is doing a great job using the air as his crutch here. Throws a little bit of dirty air on the nose of the 9 machine. Chokes off the exit for Jacob Prince. Prince going to send it around the top. Gets up into the fence, though. A little too aggressive, but he's able to keep the momentum up. It's going to be a really good run through 1 and 2 here for the 9 machine. As they work down the back straightaway, car gets a little bit out from under him. Loses a little bit of time. And Justin Lewis is going to block every end of the track here to try and keep that 9 machine at bay. He's going to make that 7 machine about 5 lanes wide, which is exactly what he needs here at Homestead.
That's right. There's a lot of room here at Homestead. Like I said, there's a lot of room to play. So if you want to be defensive, you got to be ready to throw that car across a large amount of distance, especially to throw a big block. Someone just popped an engine.
And I think it's somebody on pit road here. We got a couple cars sitting on with damage.
We'll have to wait and see, as right now you can get a good look here at the competition that is going on here at Homestead Miami Speedway, folks. It's been a fantastic night so far. Thank you for joining us as we get ready to bring you the end of this race. We hope you've enjoyed it. We've still got some more to go. Remember to stick around for the driver interviews, where we talk to the top 3 after the race and ask them from their perspective how things went.
I don't think there's going to be too many out here tonight that's going to say it's gone too well.
Yeah, probably not.
Justin Lewis with the race lead right now, though, and growing it 0.3 of a second quicker across the stripe that lap than Jacob Prince, your second place runner. Justin Lewis about to pick up a little bit of lap traffic going from the 86 machine of Drew Calvert. Remember, had the throughput issue earlier, just trying to finish out the season here in the 86 Ford Racing Mustang. As we look a little bit further back right now, 3 wide bows starting to heat up. Drew Pleshy up around the boards here, trying to get past the 20 machine of Cale Pearson. Pearson going at it with Casimir. Down the front straightaway, Pearson finds the momentum out of turn 4, down the front stretch, working the outside lane again into 1 and 2. Going to try and get past the Monster Energy Mustang. But, oh, save it. Casimir loses it. Yes, he does. Around goes to 73. And he does save it. Impressive. That car was gone.
That was gone, and he was on the inside, but he manages to save it and keep it straight. Or at least to straighten it out.
It was absolutely the save of the race. I thought Casimir was about to go head on into the outside fence. Miraculously keeps it underneath him, though. Incredible car control from driver number 73.
Good drive. We'll have to see if he can keep that up, or if the car has officially tapped out and told him that it's tapping out, because he's only got a few laps left here. 6 to go, folks, here right now in the Monday Night Cup Series.
I'm just going at it hard here down into turns 1 and 2. Sends it deep into the corner, crosses over the seam. And right when he crossed over that seam there, it yanked the right rear out from underneath him. Does a great job pedaling it, though. That car should have been up into the catch fence. As big of a slide as that was, we've seen a lot better driver, or a lot more well-known drivers not be able to save something like that.
Yeah, that was a really impressive save. Went just far enough into the apron to get out and get safe. Drove back up safely onto the track. We're still going green, baby. We're still green.
Absolutely. As Justin Lewis leads us across the stripe here. 4 laps to go for the J&M Group Monday Night Cup Series season. Justin Lewis with a substantial advantage over second place. If you look at the points, the way they run right now, Austin Call up by 2 points over Caldwell. That's 2 positions on track. If Caldwell is able to clear those off, he will get the tiebreaker here and win the title, I do believe. But he's going to have to reel him in, and look at the gap he has right now to the pack in front of him, and that is a mixed pack of lap traffic as well as lead lap cars. It's not going to be as easy as it looks. That's a long way to go in 3 laps. You're going to need a big mistake in front of you here.
Well,
And also, Call has fallen.
Can happen.
Call has also fallen back. He's lost 1 spot here. John Bradford was able to get past the 18 machine and move himself up into the top 10. Awesome Call fell back to 11th there in these last handful of laps. Still nursing a 2-point gap, though, to your second place runner in the belt fight. And around goes Paleshi. Paleshi is sideways on pit road.
On pit road. How'd he end up down there?
And that's going to be the championship hunt for the 81 machine here tonight. And that car's dog tracking. I think he hit something. Let's run on board from Caldwell's perspective. I guess he wasn't going to make it on fuel somehow, but the white flag is out. Last lap here from Homestead. Justin Lewis working a 1.1 second lead over Jacob Prince. Prince trying to close in here on the final lap. He's riding the fence through 1 and 2. Here comes Trevor Dalton trying to make the pass for second place. Down to the inside. Trevor Dalton's going to be able to clear for P2, but through 3 and 4. It's been an up and down season here. It's been a roller coaster all year long for Justin Lewis, but out of turn 4, not going to be a title, but he's going to steal the deal and win here at Homestead for the season finale.
So the rest of the field works out at turns 3 and 4. Trevor Dalton's going to bring it home P2 with Jacob Prince rounding out third. So there's our top 3 interviews of the night. As the rest of the field comes across the stripe, though, we're going to try and get a good look here at the way things totaled out here, at least through our metrics, on who's going to bring home the title.
Let's see.
Now, we're going to wait for official word, but from what we have right now, Call does clinch with a 1-point advantage over Max Caldwell in second. Caldwell was able to pick up another point there on the last 2 laps when Pileshi spun onto pit road. But we will keep you guys posted with the official results from the league admins as soon as we get them, as we watch Justin Lewis burn it down here on the front straightaway after a hard-fought season and a well-deserved win here at Homestead. And from what I'm looking at right now, it looks like the 18 is pretty sure that it is all but certain that it is his, as we see him sitting right next to the pit barrels, waiting for final judgment from the league.
Yeah, we just want to see. We just want to find out. And I'm sure that he's anxious, too, to find out exactly where he stands, where things stand here in the championship. So these league admins have got to be doing some furious calculating right now. But in the meantime, I'm going to take a look at the unofficial race results after that race and take a look and see. Justin Lewis, not only your first place finisher, but also your fastest driver of the race with a 32.859 around. Very, very fast lap. Trevor Dalton came in second. 1320 got split up over the course of this race. And then it was Jacob Prince and Rylan Long coming in right after that. Rylan Long and Prince from the Windy Gap Motorsports team. Then Todd Merkel, Maxwell Caldwell in 6th, Jonathan Castleberry in 7th, Cale Peterson in 8th, Andrew Pileshi in 9th, and John Bradford in 10th.
Coming home 11th, potential champion here, the 18 Machine of Austin. Call up and down night for him. Got caught out with a pit strategy call that didn't work out. Then got Archer braked, but able to rally back to a strong position, hopefully strong enough to potentially bring home the title. In 12th is going to be the 3 Machine of Bill Hagan with Ronnie Lane in 13th. 14th place going to the 86 Machine of Drew Calvert after a throughput issue, followed by Josh Yarber on 15th. 16th goes to the 22 Machine of Ronnie Hurst after 2 very brutal incidents, with Carlos Steele being caught in 1, coming up 17th, with Mike Boone rounding out the 18-car field here tonight as we look at the 7 Machine of Justin Lewis doing a victory lap around Homestead-Miami in the background.
Victory lap. All right. Looking good. And pretty soon here, we're going to get a chance to chat with a few of these guys. Let's jump right into it. After all that, we're going to talk to 3rd place's finisher, Jacob Prince. Jacob, can you hear us okay up here in the booth?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, my man. Hey, well, not bad. You had a situation there, didn't you? It seemed like there was a moment where you took some serious damage. Can you tell us what happened there to make you lose control of the car?
Yeah, I was running through the middle of the corner and entered on the bottom, and then I can't remember who was in second at the time. I just had so much more corner speed than they did, so I kind of moved up to the middle, and as I was coming up, the 7 came up behind me, and I guess he just didn't check up in time or whatever, I don't know, but going into 1 after that, either my right front or my left front was going, I'm not sure, because I turned all the way to the left and it just went straight. So I knew that the car was pretty messed up at that point.
Yeah, we saw that was probably the biggest wreck of the night, unfortunately, but you bounced back, my man. You bounced back really, really well. Managed to come up 3rd place finisher on the night altogether. Very good job. Windy Gap Motorsports, you were one of the only teams that broke up the 1320 Enterprises 1320 Racing Enterprises monopoly on the lead there. How'd you feel racing against most of those 1320 guys this season?
I mean, I didn't have too many problems out of anybody this year. There's a couple little run-ins and stuff like that, but everybody seemed to be pretty good. And I mean, I was happy how we raced tonight. You know, the 7 kind of got into me there, but I mean, I probably would have done the same thing. He had a choice, either lift or don't, and he didn't, and that's fine. I know he's racing at the top of the points right now, so. But yeah, I felt like I was probably the fastest car at the end. It's just nighttime next gen racing. You just area block until the guy in second runs his tires off. So, but it's all good. We'll move on to next season. But yeah, like I said, just nighttime next gen racing. Gotta love it.
All right, my man. That's what we like to see. Anyone you want to shout out to or give a little thank you to for your performance today?
Just appreciate my teammate Ryan Long. We worked good together all year and trying to get a little more speed out of both of us. I mean, I felt like I had decent speed this year, but I'm not where I need to be, so I have to go to work.
All right. Well, you got it, my man. That was Jacob Prince, everybody. Jacob, thank you for your time, and hope we'll get a chance to talk to him again real soon. I'm going to pass the microphone over to Sheldon Atkins, and he's going to get to talk to second place. This is Trevor Dahl.
And sitting here after a sitting here after a very hard-fought second place here tonight, Trevor Dalton just looked like there for a good percentage of the race. If things had played ever so slightly different, looked like it was going to be your win here tonight from Homestead. Just talk me through the ever-changing landscape of what strategy was here tonight for the season finale.
Well, I mean, there was 3 people that, you know, if the cautions played the way they played, you know, I was not winning that race. It was Maxwell's in hand. And then I was winning the race if that second to last caution, or if the last caution didn't happen, I think I had the race. But, you know, it is what it is. I know I'm no fuel saver, so I was just going all out. I took tires first stop and second stop, so at the end there I was on 50 lap old tires.
So after 15 races this season and plenty, handful of downs, but plenty of ups this season. Look a little bit more competitive this year than you were last year, and that's saying a lot because last year you were pretty on the ball. How you feel about your chances when we come back and start things off later on this year?
I just, I'm trying at a real bad start to the season. Just try to stay relevant and not take out teammates like last week, and to accomplish this week. So kudos me.
Oh, I mean, teammates will take you out though in the end. You know, the shoes on the other foot. We've seen that maybe a time or two around here.
Yeah, a couple times, but I mean, I'm just, there's a lot of talent in this league, and just to be even up here and relevant is sometimes a win in my book. But I still want Bristol back.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you do, because that one looked like it was all but a lock, unfortunately. But let's round things out. Who do you want to thank and shout out for the great season here in the J&M group, as well as the great finish here tonight from Homestead?
The admins putting on the league. I know you guys do a ton of work, so really appreciate it. You guys in the booth, sim-motion.com for the gear. My parents watch pretty much every season, so hello to them and thanks for watching. And looking for a lot shorter off season than they're talking about, but hey, it is what it is. We'll be back next season.
Well, man, congratulations on a hard-fought season, as well as a great finish here tonight. Looking forward to seeing what you bring when we come back here in a couple months, and keep digging, man.
Who got the championship?
Based on the burnouts I'm watching on the front straightaway, I'm going to go out on a limb here and assume that Austin Call, after the absolute meat grinder it was for him tonight, was able to clinch.
Wow.
So it was a tie between Austin Call and Maxwell Caldwell officially. Austin Call, though, with the more race wins, was able to clinch the tiebreaker. So how about that, man? Always down to the wire here.
Can I say I'd rather listen to Maxwell than Austin bragging about winning the championship? Can I protest?
I'm sure you can. I mean, I'll let you figure that one out on your own. Though, thanks for coming up here and chatting with us tonight. And
good night, guys.
Go knock them out when we come back. And currently, we are sitting here waiting to get our race winner back up in the booth. Looks like he left the green room. As well, now we are sitting here with our race winner. And Joe, I'm going to let you take old Justin Lewis here.
You got it. Justin, can you hear us okay?
Yeah, got you, boys.
Hey, all right, all right. Hey, congratulations there. First place after a nice hard-fought battle at Homestead-Miami Speedway, my man. That was a hell of a race. You were up, you were down, you were leading the race, you were behind a little bit. Tell us about it from the 1320 Racing Enterprises experience. You guys were going into this with 5 guys in the lead. In the championship standings, the top 5 was all guys on your team. How did you guys feel as a team going in competing against each other for the belt?
Pretty much, I knew from the beginning of this that I was pretty much out of it unless like they both exploded. So I just wanted to get the win. I've had really fast cars when I go to Homestead. I've had really good cars. Really in anything I come to here, and it always depends if the lines work the right way. Like with the tire model the way it is and the way the dynamic track works, I could actually move around, which helped a lot. I can't stand having to follow the car in front of me at anywhere, anytime, unless it's a plate race, obviously. But you getting around the wall, that's something that I pride myself in, being a IRL dirt guy. It's fun to do that in a stock car, and when you can run it as tight as like Larson or Bell or Reddick for that matter, makes you sad because you're poor and you can't actually do it for real, but also makes you feel good that you can get out and do it in at least is the closest thing to real life. So yeah, I mean, I pretty much knew from the get-go that it was pretty much a Max and Austin deal. And then I knew me, Trevor, and Andrew were going to be kind of whoever for third, unless they really, really, crapped the bed earlier. We had like 40 cars. So we had 40 cars. It changes the whole ball game. But no, it was a fun race. I got into Jacob off of 4 there by pure accident. He was like here, there, and gone. he just kind of appeared, and I want to give him an apology for that. But luckily, he's sort of fast repair, so we got to come back out, and I mean, we had a pretty decent battle there at the end. So, other than that, it was kind of a crazy race. I mean, I was having trouble with that second seam through 1 and 2 all race long. I saved it once.
Mm-hmm.
Andrew got around me when we were in that green flags runs, and had a running back down that got back by him, and then did it again, saved it in front of him. I gave him a little wrinkle on his nose and a little wrinkle on my bumper. I was like, this is going fantastic. Why are we doing this? And then finally, I kind of caught last second in my mirror that he dove off the pit. I was like, oh, crap, I better dive too. So went in pit and luckily got around him with a lot better tires, technically. And that was going really well. And then we had that caution, and it kind of just mixed everything up the way you don't want it to, because there was guys that on the current strategy were stretching it on fuel, and we were all still having to pit once, and it was a bunch of kind of controlled chaos depending on who you talk to at that time. But yeah, we were having a good time. Me and Andrew usually have really, really, really fun races at a lot of racetracks when we get the chance to go green and get to the lead to duke it out. This place, Auto Club when it was in its prime, in this car, I mean, Darlington, Pocono, that's one. Gateway. I mean, me and Andrew go hand in hand when we get the chance to get 1 and 2. So it's always fun. And again, I just sucks I couldn't be part of it for the championship, but I think Austin got it. I think it actually ended up being a tiebreaker. So
yes, sir, it was. It was a
the
tiebreaker between Austin and Maxwell.
He won the tiebreaker of I think wins or however they did that. I don't remember.
It was wins.
Caught the tail end of it, but yeah, congrats to him. Congrats to Max. We probably could have been a pretty good contender if we didn't get the rough races there in the last couple weeks. But even really in the beginning of the season, we probably had 4 or 5 wins just get stripped from us just because it was stuff that's completely out of control, leading on the white flag and getting turned by old Andrew at Daytona, having a restart where somebody got loose and took me out leading in Atlanta, and then he just carry those on. It just never ends, early. And then, so I really feel like we could have had, this was win number 4 to end the year, but I think we could have had at least 8. Like, I felt really really good. But I am exactly how I like to portray myself as the old Kyle Larson. I'm either winning it or I'm wearing it. So yeah, we'll try to carry that momentum into next season for sure. Thank Ronnie and Josh for all their hard work, and you guys for putting a hell of a broadcast on, and J&M Group for putting up with our crap on Monday nights to get this broadcast rolling. And 1320, again, congrats to Austin, Max, Andrew, Todd, Trevor. It's always so fun watching all of us see what we're gonna do as we're all talking to each other in the middle of the race. So it's not really it's as much as a team as you'd say, you know, nothing is. We really we're buddies, but we race hard. We work together when we need to, but when we're racing, I mean, it's like we're mutual enemies. So, yeah, hopefully we can come back strong for Monday nights on the next season, and maybe be 1 or 2 spots better in points. I don't remember where we ended up.
All right. Well, you guys did you individually. Unfortunately I don't remember exactly where you ended up in the points either. Can we pull this back up for a second? Where we thought
3rd or 4th, maybe
3rd or 4th in there. Okay. But anybody else you want to give a quick shout out to? You started doing. You gave a few to the 1320 boys, 1420 boys. Anybody else?
Yeah, 1320 group, of course. J&M group. Ronnie. Yarbrough. Josh Yarbrough. Trying to keep everybody tangled up and together, and then of course you guys for Grid Vision for a good broadcast. I mean, without you it wouldn't be as much of a standard for the league. So when I see broadcasts, I'm usually looking for this kind of quality, and you'd be surprised on how lackluster some guys are and how good other guys could be. So as far as I'm concerned, you guys are one of the best to do it. Hope to see you guys again next season.
Heck yeah, my friend. Heck yeah. Thank you very much. It was a fantastic time calling the race. Congratulations on the win. And you get to take a break with your team and celebrate a well-deserved victory.
Yeah, we're gonna try to carry this one on and hopefully make them reap the day that they got one on me this year.
You got it. You got it. All right. Well, that was Justin Lewis, everybody. Justin, take care, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you later.
Later. All right. Once again, Justin Lewis, everybody, the gold medalist, the first place finisher, the winner here at Homestead-Miami, and a team member of Austin Call, who, as you heard, is the overall championship winner, the winner of the belt, the man going home with the leather strap. That's him. After all is said and done, after 15 wonderful races, the J&M Group Monday Night Cup Series is coming to a close for this season. Sheldon, let's do a quick breathe out together.
Yeah, we got both champion up
we got
here.
the
What
champion
you doing,
in the
Joe?
booth. I didn't realize we had the champion in the booth. Oh, let's do that. Sheldon, why don't you have some words there?
Absolutely, and sitting here with the new holder of the belt here until next season anyway, unless you can go for the back-to-back, which Caldwell was going for. But Austin Call, after a monumental season of just pure consistency, wearing them out week in and week out, brings home the prize in Austin. Just tell me, man, how does it feel?
Ask their eardrums when I started screaming whenever they announced that I won. I was extremely stressed coming into this week, and then for some reason today I wasn't nearly as stressed as I thought it would be. But like this felt like a race that like anything that could go wrong went wrong, and then at the very end everything just went right all of a sudden, except for me passing John Bradford. I kind of wish I got him and got the top 10, but I mean that was an awful race for me. I do want to apologize for Todd for screaming at him, but I'm glad I got it done. That was incredibly stressful, but I'm glad it happened.
So yeah, where was your head? Going to avoid what looked like was about to be a pretty big wreck, clipping the apron, sliding back across, getting the old 1-2 shove to the left rear toe link with just I think it was like 20 laps to go in the night. Did you think that this was going to be possible while you're sitting there limping, trying to beat the pace car back with the left wheel seized up completely?
Oh, is that what was broken? There was like literally no steering at all. So like when I tried to get down onto the pit road, I spun out. And that was just completely seeing red, and that's why I was yelling at Todd, and I do feel bad for that. This race it just kind of went wrong ever since I blew my stuff off at the beginning. Like after that, it was completely just downhill, and obviously finishing 2 laps down, not the day you want to have. But I mean, winning it, I don't know. It's nice.
So coming out with the title here, I'm sure this is a huge shot in the arm as far as momentum, especially coming into next season. How are you feeling about your chances at going back-to-back for the J&M Group Monday Night Cup Series when we do return here in a couple months?
I don't. It really, really, really depends on when the season is. Because this summer I'll be busy, and then starting in November I'll be busy on Mondays, most likely. So I don't know if I will be full-time, unfortunately. But I'll try to win as many races as possible whenever I do show up, and hopefully I can run a full season, but you never know.
Also, getting the job done in the Carl Edwards paint scheme, the thing that always eluded him. I'm sure that's something pretty cool as a fan there that you can say as well, bringing home the title.
Yeah, hopefully he senses that a Carl Edwards paint scheme just won a championship. Just helps his heart. Maybe he comes back and runs a race in Cup again, please. That'd be cool.
Yeah, Carl Edwards is all the time in the chat. He's very, very active supporter of everything Grid Vision does. I'm sure he probably watched. He's probably sitting on the couch screaming somewhere out in the woods.
That'd be cool.
But man, normally we ask ourselves, at the end of these races, at the end of these seasons, what our big takeaways are. What is your big takeaway from this season? Because it has been an up and down year for everybody in the field, aside from you. I mean, you've had a couple missteps here and there throughout the year, but basically been shades of the closer since we dropped the green flag a few months ago.
I mean, I've been racing with like Maxwell, Todd, Justin, and Andrew and Trevor. We've been racing with each other for years. Never have I ever. I don't believe I have. I don't think I've ever beaten Maxwell in a championship in points ever. So I mean, doing this is awesome. Obviously, he's a bit salty that it ended on a tiebreaker, but maybe he should have scored one more point. I was yelling at Todd not to let him by because I half expected Todd to let him by to give him the championship, but he didn't. Yeah, I always think like after something good has happened that I don't care how it happened. I'm just glad it happened, and that's kind of my mentality for tonight. The race was awful for me, but I'm just glad it happened the way it happened because if one thing changed, I could have lost this by 14 points or something.
Well, to round everything out here tonight, who do you want to think and shout out for the championship here for this season of the J&M Group Monday Night Cup Series?
Obviously, got to thank team owner Todd Merkel, all my teammates Trevor, Andrew, Justin, Maxwell. That awesome teammates to have. Obviously, I think we finished 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the points. So obviously, great team showing. I think we won the team championship too. Thank you to Josh Yarbrough and Ronnie Hurst for putting on this league. Coming from a kind of falling apart league, it's really nice to have someone to race on Mondays. And then thank you, y'all. I mean, this is maybe the best iRacing broadcast I've seen outside of like the actual like super professional stuff. And even then, it's not far off. So yeah, and then I gotta thank my family. My mom drove my dad to the airport tonight instead of me because I wanted to get some extra practice in, and I probably shouldn't have done that. I probably should have just drove him. And then thank you to my grandma. She watches all the races unless she falls asleep, which she did not today. And yeah, that's it.
Well, awesome. Congratulations on the championship. Like I said, man, you drove a great season, a season of minimalistic mistakes compared to the rest of the field. Consistency pays off in the end. Glad to see you were able to get it done, man. You were my favorite for, quite a while this year when it came to the wins or just the title itself. So it's good to see you be able to get it done because
felt like you brought something extra to the table this year. Trying to burn it down too much tonight, and trying not to party too hard with Grandma either after this one.
Thank you.
And I'm going to send it on back over to Joe LaCastro here to get ready to lead us into our final section here for the 2026 J&M Group Monday Night Cup Series season. And Joe, how did you feel about it tonight?
I felt really good, my man. I got so excited I forgot that we were on the last race of the season there for a second. But I thought it was a fantastic race. We had some great green flag racing, just a little bit of bumping and grinding from in the form of a few cautions here and there. And you've heard me say it before. I think that when you've got a perfect blend of the two, that's when you really get the best out of NASCAR. You get the best out of stock car racing, and that's what we had out there tonight. A good representative example of how it's done, how to make it an exciting show, and it was great to see Austin Call come out of it with the championship. How about yourself?
Well, we got to see a little bit of everything here tonight, right? We got to see long green flag runs. We saw attempts at strategy, a couple incidents throw things off, and everybody having to adapt real quick by the seat of their pants. Then, you ended all up with a 20-lap green flag dash sprint to the finish. And a great performance there by Justin Lewis to be able to rebound from some of the issues that he went through earlier in the race to lick the stamp and send it and bring it across the stripe with the checkered flag on the season. But also a great job from Austin Call to not give up, to keep his foot in it and stay out there regardless of how much was thrown at him tonight, to survive through attrition to win the title by literally just a win count, not even points, because they were tied when they came across the line.
Yep, tied and they came across the line. That was exciting. Probably I couldn't have predicted that. You couldn't have predicted that. Even amongst the teammates, they couldn't have predicted that that's how things would have ended up. Again, just winning on wins. After all is said and done, winning on wins is such an exciting way to wrap things up here on the J&M Group Monday Night Cup Series. And what a better place to do it than beautiful Homestead as the sun sets in the southeastern United States. We got a chance to see it all come to a close here. So I think with that, I think we're good to wrap things up. Are we, Sheldon? I think we're good to take it home.
I think so. One other thing I got to mention too, though, I got to give a huge shout to Maxwell Caldwell as well as Andrew Pileshi, because they both ran incredible seasons this year too. And I'll tell you what, any one of the three that came in here that were fighting for the title, any one of those three drivers coming home with the checkered flag and the belt on their shoulder this season, I think would have been well deserving, because perfect years for the most part amongst all three of them. To be that close in points here through this 5-round playoff, this chase that we've had, and to be able to show up here tonight and put together such a compelling race and to be that down to the wire, that's something you don't get to see often. That was a great run by all of them, and man, it's just been a great season. I'm looking forward to when we get back up here and pick up the tab again in a couple months.
Yeah, let's do it, my friend. Let's do it. And so, folks, from the entire Grid Vision team, we want to thank you for watching and participating in the chat all season long. For more information on getting your league broadcast or supported by gridvision.live, contact us on Facebook, Discord, or email us at info@gridvision.live. Big special thank you goes out to Andrew Cardinal IV of Whiplash SimCams for providing the beautiful cameras used on all of Grid Vision's broadcasts. And congrats again, not only to Austin Call but also to what was it, Jacob Prince? Oh, brain fart. Oh my God, Justin Lewis. Justin Lewis, thank you. Justin Lewis, the winner of tonight's race here at Homestead-Miami. Justin Lewis, but a massive congratulations out to Austin Call for winning it all here in the J&M Group Monday Night Cup Series. It has been a fantastic race, and this has been Joe LaCastro, Sheldon Atkins, and Austin Derbyshire. And hey, folks, thank you for being here, and we'll see you next time on the grid.